In this video, I will explain the 4 basic product selection criteria. I would recommend take a notebook and note down these 4 criteria. And once you start completely understanding these criteria, we'll move on to actual product research in the next lesson. So there are 4 basic criteria. The first one is the BSR, or best seller rank. The second one is weight. The third one is price. And the final one is competition. And there are some other criteria as well that you need to consider before choosing the final product. Let me first explain what a BSR is. BSR stands for Best Sellers Rank. BSR is assigned to every product sold at Amazon. Just hover your mouse over any product and the DS Amazon Quick View app will show you the BSR of that product. As you can see, this product has 2 BSRs. The one we are interested in is this top level BSR. The other BSR is the best seller rank in this subcategory, and we are not interested in that. The higher the BSR, the more the product sells, and the lower the BSR, and the less the product sells. BSR of 1 is considered the highest BSR. It can go up to 100,000, 200,000, or even 1,000,000. A product with BSR 1 sells a lot, maybe 100 units a day. And a product with a lower BSR, that means a BSR of maybe 1,000, 100,000, 50,000 is going to sell less than the product with BSR of 1. The higher the BSR, the more the product sells. While choosing a product, if you choose a product with very high BSR, that will be too competitive, because products with high BSR are selling from a long time. These usually are very well established and savvy sellers and have a loyal customer base as well. So it's going to be very hard for you or any other new seller to break into such a niche. So you are going to choose a product in a category where no seller has a BSR of 1,000 or higher. Because if any seller has a BSR of above 1,000 in that category, that means they are going to get most sales and other sellers are going to get way less sales. So we are going to choose a category where no seller has a BSR of above 1,000. I'll show you later how to find out if any seller in your category has a BSR of 1,000 or more. Secondly, at least 3 products in your category must have a BSR between 1,000 and 50,000. This shows there is enough demand for that product. That is why 3 products have a BSR between 1,000 and 50,000. If there are less than 3 products that have a BSR between 1,000 and 50,000, that means this category or this particular product does not have enough demand. That makes it a risky category to sell in, so I would not recommend to sell in that category. Now the next criteria is weight. The product you're going to choose should not weigh more than 1.5 pounds or 1.5 lbs. But if it's a really good product opportunity that you really don't want to miss, then the weight should not go beyond 2 pounds. Because shipping cost is a very important factor when it comes to choosing a product, and our aim is to airship all the products from China to the US. So to achieve that, the lighter the product, the better. The third criteria is price. Price should be anywhere between $15 and $60 depending on your budget. You can even go for a more expensive product, because usually the more expensive a product is, the less the competition will be. And because most sellers target products between $10 and $20, it would again be a good idea to choose a product which is above $25. And please note that launching a very cheap product like a $15 product or a very expensive product like a $60 product is going to require the same amount of effort and time. So I would urge you to go for a more expensive product, or at least a product that will give you $10 of profit after deducting all the advertisement costs. Advertisement costs are going to be about 20% of the selling price, so make sure your profit margin is at least $10 after deducting all the advertisement costs. That way you can start making pure profit of $2,000 to $3,000 every month. And ultimately, you can sell your business for about 20 to 30 times the profit per month. That way, you can make a lot of money in just 6 months or maybe a year. So do the maths according to your profit margin, and you will realize how important it is to have a big profit margin in every product. Okay, the next and the final criteria is number of sellers or competition. This is the most important criteria of all. Because if you launch a product in a highly competitive niche, that also means where a lot of sellers are selling an identical product, then you're going to have a very hard time selling your product. So the number of sellers selling a product identical to the one you are going to sell should not be more than 800. However, if it's a really good product opportunity and you really don't want to miss it, then it's okay to accept to sell in that niche if it has up to 1,000 sellers. But if you try to sell in a niche with more than 1,000 sellers, you're going to have a hard time. Once you have successfully launched your first product and you're going to launch your second or third product, then you can choose to sell a product that is being sold by more than 1,000 sellers. And finally, make sure your product does not expire, it's not liquid, and it does not have any electrical parts. Please note down these criteria on a notebook, and in the next video I'll show you how to actually find a product. That's all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next video.